Hello, Cheryl. Let's open up your site. Go to address a new window, and here we are. And we open this lovely site where you're showing and featuring your gorgeous photography. And the good stuff, good stuff. Okay. There's your logo looks good. It does. It looks great. It does. It's self-explanatory. It's unassuming. So it's not competing with anything on your page. That's fantastic. Okay, let's take a look at the site itself. The first thing I notice is that as we open to this carousel, I think that, and I'm okay with that as a graphic designer, as students designing strictly for a graphic design site, I often advise them not to open with the carousel of their work, but to open with who you are, what you want your viewer to do, et cetera, et cetera. I think with photography, it's a little bit different. I think it's okay to open with your work as a photography site. As such, we open to this carousel slideshow, but you notice, as we notice, that you've got to scroll on each one of these pages. Let me grab that corner of, I'm going to resize this a little bit. Okay, and let's change the slideshow. Okay, no, that's good. That's good. That's responsive. One of the things I think, yeah, see there, I had to scroll. Yeah, it is. Now watch. Have to scroll. Have to scroll. Let me resize it and let's see if that happens again and how that happens again. But there's this, okay, there's the scroll. Let's go to the next page. Okay, now see, I have to scroll from here. It's really weird. Something weird is happening where, okay, and you got so many images on this page, I don't think it's a good idea. Here in black and white. Okay, now this link isn't working. Okay, let's resize here. Just testing your site out, that's all. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's just go back and let's go like this. Okay, there's what I wanted to get at. Now let's go ahead and go to photography. Okay, so we have black and white. Now, as we can see, you've got a bunch of black and white sites, images, but again, we can see, even if I do resize, now let's go over here and go, and yep, see, we got to keep scrolling to get to the rest of the image. Now, as a photographer, you're doing one of two things. You're telling your viewer that you either have to, you only get to look at half of my work, or you have to scroll to look at the other half. Either way, it's not a good position to be in. You should check your coding on this, Cheryl. It's a little bit weird. I'm finding some, let me see, black and white. Let's go to people and pets and see what happens there. Okay, so yeah, same thing. Okay, so anyway, food for thought there. All right, so let's take a look at what I wanted to look at before, and that's the About page. So in the About page, you start with the photo, and then we have your bio. Okay, and then we have this click to download a resume. I want to show you something here that in this page, I think this would make a lot of sense. In the About page, I would definitely have a link to your, or just show your logo and your business card, just to show the evolution of the branding for this page. You can remove it later if you want, but for the purposes of this class and some of the requirements of this class, we need to see your branding. So I would need to see your business card as well as your, well, you show your digital resume here, but I'm going to click on this and I want to show you something. As we open your digital resume, we can see that it's not branded to what we have here. Okay, and it needs to be. And I remember with this assignment, I remember some of the feedback I had given you is that this is a, boy, what is this? 1, 2, page after page after page, 5 pages of a resume is, it won't get looked at, Cheryl. It won't get looked at, I promise you. I can tell you from personal experience, if you get a resume with 5 pages, it's very unlikely that the person is going to look at the resume. Typically, we ask for 1 page, not only because it's easier to read, but also because it's really important that you as a designer can show that you can tell a story on 1 page. And quite often we look at your resume for that story. Okay, so if you're taking 5 pages, what you could take 1 page, a hiring professional would have to look at this and go, I wonder if Cheryl can tell a condensed story. Okay, and I'm just being honest with you here. Okay, so, and then back to the branding, that would definitely has got to be branded with according to your branding suite, the work you've been working on. Okay, so other than that, I would say contact, got your forum, excellent, great job. Design work. Oh, the design work too is another thing that if you have your nav visible, and I know that most people do like to have the nav visible, it's again, we have this whole scrolling thing. Okay, so then we go over here to the letterhead and we have to go, oh wow, we got to scroll the whole letterhead. There's better ways, Cheryl. I would recommend, and let's go back to that piece for an example. We use that for an example. All right, this piece, the scuba, you've got your business card, letterhead, and envelope. Why don't you just show one frame, okay? And you don't have to show these giant images. Show one frame without having to scroll. Show the letterhead, and then the business card and an envelope, and then maybe show them, show them in scale, but they certainly don't have to be this large. Especially the letterhead. And I think there's another area where the letterhead does the same thing. It's a different piece, but see, all this scrolling is so, yeah, here's the ad. You have to scroll clear down to the bottom of the ad, and there's just too much scrolling going on. I'm sure of it. So anyways, those would be my recommendations. Other than that, I think the site itself is gorgeous. It has a fantastic feel. I know you were going for the photography more than the design, and I get that, and I understand that. It's a classy site. I really think it is. Boy, there's so much scrolling going on. All right, Cheryl, great job. Thank you very much. Let me know if you have any questions at all. Good job. Thank you.